Hey everyone, welcome back. We're kicking off the year strong today, taking a deep dive into the world of one Patrick Mosupa.
Masupa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mosupa.
got it.
All right. So this guy is coming to us all the way from South Africa, and he's got some pretty strong ideas
Mm.
about success.
Okay.
So we're going to dig into this text here
Okay.
called pasted text.
Interesting.
It's a bit of a mouthful, but hey, that's what deep dives are for, right?
Right.
So who is this Patrick Mosupa, and what are his secrets to winning at life?
Well, right off the bat, you can tell his background is a big part of who he is.
Yeah.
He's a born-again Christian,
Yeah.
which, is a pretty significant identifier for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he works with this group called Divine Spirit Without Measure Ministries.
Mm-hmm.
So faith plays a big role in his life.
Yeah, and it seems like his faith really shapes how he thinks about success.
Totally.
He talks about this triple C framework: commitment,
Uh.
consistency, and communication.
Yeah.
That's his recipe for winning.
Okay, so the triple C, huh?
Yeah, the triple C.
I like it. I mean, those are pretty universal concepts when you think about it.
That's all right.
You can apply those to anything you're trying to achieve, really.
Right.
Like, take commitment, for example.
Yeah.
It's more than just, saying you'll do something.
Yeah.
It's that deep down dedication, that fire in your belly
Mm-hmm.
that keeps you going when things get tough.
Right, that drive.
Exactly.
And then there's consistency.
Oh, yeah.
That's all about building momentum.
Right.
It's like, practicing an instrument or training for a marathon.
Right.
It's showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it.
It's the grind.
Yeah, the grind.
But it's that grind that makes you better.
Exactly.
You're building habits, you're honing your skills.
Right.
And you're proving to yourself that you're serious about your goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you've got communication.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you bring it all together.
Yeah. So, how you talk to people.
Exactly. It's about expressing your ideas,
Mhm.
connecting with others,
Making those connections.
building relationships.
Yeah.
It's all about communication.
And it seems like Mosupa really walks the walk with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How so?
He's all over social media,
Really?
like Facebook, TikTok.
Oh.
He's even got his own podcast.
Oh, cool.
The
What's it called?
the Loud International TV podcast.
Wow. That's a name.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
It is.
But it sounds pretty, loud.
Yeah, it definitely grabs your attention. And,
Right.
it's smart what he's doing, using these platforms.
Yeah.
It's like he's building this online community,
Mm-hmm.
like a virtual support system.
Yeah.
People can connect, share their stories, and
Right.
encourage each other.
Yeah. And is consistently putting out his message.
Right.
Every day, he's there.
Engaging with his audience.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see.
Oh, and he even invites people to reach out to him through WhatsApp.
Really?
Yeah, they can share their stories and
Yeah.
maybe even get featured on his podcast.
Talk about accessibility.
Right.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It is. It's like a direct line to him.
Yeah.
So, thinking about all of this, these triple C's,
Mm-hmm.
which one do you think is the most crucial?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
They're all so interconnected.
Right.
But if I had to choose,
Yeah.
I'd probably say commitment.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the foundation.
Okay.
It's the spark that starts the fire.
Your driving force.
Exactly.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I think commitment really is key.
Mm-hmm.
It sets the stage for everything else.
Right.
And then, consistency builds on that.
Yeah, keeps the momentum going.
And communication, well, that's how you bring it all together.
It's the bridge to collaboration.
Absolutely.
And support.
And what's so cool is that these ideas,
Yeah.
they come from his faith, but they really apply to everyone.
Totally.
No matter what your background is.
A universal message.
Yeah, absolutely.
About striving for success.
So all you deep divers out there,
Mm-hmm.
think about these triple C's.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment, consistency, communication.
Powerful stuff.
Which one resonates with you the most?
I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
And why?
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, let us know.
And hey, maybe even share your own story.
Just like Mosupa encourages his listeners to do.
Exactly.
Food for thought.
Definitely.
Loud International TV podcast. A Christian podcast with Patrick.
Interesting.
It's like we just found a little scrap of a treasure map, just enough to make you curious,
Yeah,
but not quite enough to tell you what that treasure is or where to find it.
exactly.
So that's what we're going to try to do today.
All right.
We're going to see if we can figure out what this intriguing little fragment might tell us about, maybe media trends, individual interests,
Yeah.
and maybe even ourselves a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is so fascinating how even a seemingly random snippet like this can really offer a glimpse into somebody's digital footprint, their own personal algorithm, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like a digital breadcrumb,
Yeah.
hinting at the kinds of content that they might be consuming or the online communities that they're a part of.
Right.
Now, I know that you've done some research on how these seemingly insignificant pieces of data can actually be analyzed.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So researchers are actually using techniques like digital breadcrumb analysis to really study online behavior. So by looking at the trails we leave behind, things like our searches, our saved links, even fragments like this, they can start to get a better understanding of our interests and our preferences and even how we navigate the vast world of online information.
Wow. So this single line of text could actually be a lot more revealing
Oh, yeah,
than it appears at first glance.
for sure.
So let's zoom in on what we actually have here.
Okay.
First, we've got this loud international TV podcast. What do you make of that?
Well, the word loud definitely stands out to me. It could refer to the audio quality, but it's probably more likely that it's a subjective description, maybe hinting at the podcast style or the content.
Okay.
So perhaps it's known for like lively discussions or strong opinions or maybe even a bit of humor, you know?
Okay. So not just your typical quiet, run-of-the-mill podcast.
Exactly.
This has got some personality,
Yeah.
maybe even a little bit of an edge to it.
Right.
And then we have international TV. That adds another layer to it too, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. It suggests that the podcast might be discussing TV shows or movies from different countries around the world.
Okay.
And that could definitely be like a niche market,
Yeah.
appealing to folks who are interested in global entertainment or cultural exchange.
Right.
I mean, think about the rising popularity of shows like Squid Game or Money Heist. There's clearly a big audience out there for international content.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's not forget about the Christian podcast part. It's interesting to see international TV and Christian content seemingly kind of combined like that.
It is. It really is. And it could mean that the podcast is exploring that intersection of faith and global entertainment.
Okay.
So maybe they're analyzing media from a Christian perspective, discussing representations of faith in these international shows, or even looking at how different cultures
We are doing
approach
it. We are allowed
religious
international TV
themes in their
podcast.
storytelling.
Join us.
Yeah, it's like
and
they
have
found this
fun.
unique little space
Let
in the
our hearts
podcasting
beat
world.
together.
Exactly.
They can kind of
good with this one,
seemingly different.
where I am very loud, but
We have Patrick. Presumably this is a key figure, maybe the host.
Very likely. Yeah, Patrick could very well be the driving force behind this unique blend of content.
Yeah, makes you wonder about his background, what led him to creating this particular podcast.
Yeah, it really does.
Now, obviously, we don't have all the answers. We don't even know for sure who saved this snippet of text or why they saved it.
Right.
But we have managed to get a few little intriguing insights from this one single line.
Yeah, I think so. It raises some very interesting questions, too.
Sure.
Like, what other digital breadcrumbs are out there just waiting to be analyzed?
Yeah.
And what stories do they tell about us, about our preferences and how we connect with information?
That's a good question. So if you are out there listening, I want to encourage you to think about your own digital footprint.
Yeah.
What seemingly insignificant scraps of information that you've left behind might actually reveal something a little deeper about your interests and your passions and your own kind of unique way of navigating the digital world.
It's really interesting to think about.
Yeah, maybe this loud international TV podcast with Patrick is just out there waiting to be discovered by you.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's something else entirely.
Right.
The beauty of this, the deep dive is that it's really a journey of exploration.
It is.
And sometimes the most unexpected discoveries are the ones that are the most rewarding.
Absolutely.
So that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.